Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. I don't usually take you into the marketplace itself. I usually just fly around and show you what we got. But I want to show you, this has some, interesting pictures for this add-on. I don't know what we're calling them. Are we calling them DLCs? I don't know. Anyway, I bought this on the weekend. I said I will never fly in Russia just because I almost always just fly around where I live or in the United States. But, I'm trying to limit the amount of money I spend by just saying I'm only buying updates for the United States. But this was so cool. I couldn't resist. I mean, and this was expensive. These are for marketplace items. This one's actually on the high end. We're looking at $18, about $19 after you pay the fees and stuff that you have to do and all this other crap from Steam. Anyway, we are looking at Moscow Landmarks by Drzwecki Design. And it has a 5-star rating, and there's a reason why. It is absolutely an excellent modification, DLC, add-on, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call them DLCs. I know that may not be technically right, but anyway. They have over 1,500 buildings that they've customized in the greater Moscow area. Moscow. I know it's pronounced Moscow by Europeans. We call it Moscow in America. I know it's not right, but well, how about the Moskva? Anyway, it comes with 2 new airports that have been completely redone. We got Vnukovo and Domodedovo. I'll never be able to say these right. With all airport buildings, custom-made layouts, and I kind of want to hit these bullet points because there's some cool stuff. Custom vehicles, like Russian-looking vehicles, and I will say that I did see some of this stuff. There was actually, at the one airport that I took off from, there was a Ilyushin jet parked at the gate, so it's got some cool stuff. Static aircraft and stuff, but they're not, in the game. They're just parked, but it's still cool. And then they've also got enhanced airports for all of these, 5 airports. So this actually includes 5 updated airports, 2 completely redone airports, and a lot of scenery. And I'm telling you, man, I flew around checking this out, and there's no joke. There's a lot of stuff in this pack. Here we have Red Square. You have obviously this whole, here's Red Square here, and you got St. Basil's, and we're going to fly over all this so you guys can see, but I just wanted you to see the pictures first because it really captures that look. And the neat thing is, if you're sick of seeing the photogrammetry, this is a complete city that's been totally redone, and it is absolutely gorgeous. This is, people are complaining about the photogrammetry and how it kind of ruins sightseeing in your airplane, and other people are saying, well, it's not supposed to be that way. It's a flight sim. You're supposed to fly and not worry. But really, the draw for me has always been for flight sim exploration. What does Chicago look like? What does Cleveland look like? What does Detroit look like? What does California look like? Hawaii. Here we have, now we got, Moscow and Red Square. And the detail is, this is St. Basil's right here. And you got, the whole Red Square thing. I think, I'm not sure what building that is, but we have all these different shrines to different saints and stuff like that. And then also, I believe Lenin's tomb is here. And then you have downtown with the modern buildings, but this is a complete sightseeing opportunity. And they've redone, I literally flew around for an hour and a half last night over this city in awe. There's train stations, there's government buildings, I'm going to try to hit as much as I can in the flyover, but I'm sure we'll miss stuff because there's just so much here. And you can see, on this riverbank, that's a custom building. This is a custom building. Some of these are auto-gen, but they've been, properly placed, but you got all this custom stuff around the city. It's just astounding, the level of detail that they put into this. So, like I said, we're going to kind of go through these photos here, and then we'll hop into the airplane and fly around. There's a train station right there. But this is they did a fabulous job with this city. Look at that. Some of these details, these detail shots, they're showing you, where else? And this kind of reminds me of the Santa Barbara airport from Orbix. Just that level of detail where there's a bell in the bell tower. What? I hope they do this for Cleveland. I hope sometimes somebody comes out with a Cleveland pack, because I'll definitely buy it. You still have stupid stuff like the docks in these boat harbors are still flat. They didn't give you any boats in the river, which now Orbix with their London pack gave you boats. And we'll cover that later. I need to do that video too. But just this like whole area, like the bridge, look at that. That's so cool. I did see these when I flew around. All of the stuff I saw, some kind of stadium or something, probably football or soccer as we call it in the United States. Here's one of the updated airports. I'm trying to see if I can see the illusion. No, it's all American airplanes. But they're just showing you that this airport's been updated. So really, I mean, most airports cost $14-15. Here you're getting an entire city plus several airports for the same price, and they're high detail airports. So I think this one, even though the price is high, I'm definitely right away I'm going to tell you this is a great deal. This is a really good deal. Well, look at, there you go. There's a, right here is either an Anatov, AN, or an Illusion. I think that's Illusion. That's the way they design their jets. This looks like a what is that one? Who makes it's like an IL-76 or something like that. I don't know. I'm not up on Russian aircraft, but that you can definitely see they're not American airplanes. I hope we find this. I'll try to figure out what airport this is and take off from there. Here's the other one. Okay, these are the ones that I saw. This is the airport I took off from, and I saw these on the tarmac here. And look at that. That's so cool. Welcome to Russia. Yes, this is their version of the CN Tower. Wow. Once again, we're looking at Red Square. I think this is the Kremlin here, if I'm not mistaken. And you have all these little cathedrals, like just so cool. I didn't see this one. Oh, man. It's Putin. He's coming from his private car. He's going to get on the helicopter and fly away. Gotta love that, man. That's awesome. We're going to see if we can find him. It looks like this would probably be in Red Square, right? Like that's where the helicopter pad was. So we'll see if we can find Admiral Putin, or whatever you call him now. President Putin. Just the detail on the towers here at these different cathedrals. Once again, we're at Red Square. They're featuring Red Square a lot, but I'll tell you what, it's more than, yeah, there's Red Square. That's where Putin's gonna be. He'll be right there. George Bush and his arch enemy Putin. But yeah, all right. So let's go ahead and get flying. That's the last picture. Moscow in the evening. They really put a lot of photos up. Look at the boats in the river. Now that I was wrong there. There are boats in the river. I'm sorry. But they don't, you still find a lot of those flat docks, which it's all time, right? I would love to go to Moscow in real life. Ooh, that is such a cool picture. Yeah, I've been over look at these with this, like, it's just the detail. So if you guys are detail fanatics and you want to go somewhere and actually see this stuff, like this is a great DLC. So let's go ahead and get flying. One thing I really like about what they've done with Flight Sim 2020 is that they're now showing us airports and stuff that are plug-in. That's where the Kremlin is right there, the heliport. So you can see this little plug-in detail there, and if I go to that right there, you can see there's a plug-in sign there. These are all airports that have been updated or plugged in. I think that's pretty neat. So anyway, I'll be back. All right, I'm supposed to be departing, but what we're going to do is we're going to drive over here, over this tarmac, because I wanted to show you the illusion. There it is. These airplanes are weird. They're very Russian looking. The thing about these airplanes is, and I've seen them do this before, I don't know how Russian pilots do this, but a lot of times they bring these airplanes down on their nose gear, and then the back wheels go down. It's really weird how they land. They don't land like American aircraft where you flare. You know, it's pretty low detail, but we'll forgive them. It's meant to be seen from a distance. But there's the illusion. Let's get off the ground here. I'm just going to take off the taxiway. I know this is like totally defeating realism, but we're going to get off the air. This is one of the airports that has been redone. Oh my God. gosh, of course my phone is blowing. This is funny. Like, usually on Wednesday I got nothing going on. My phone is blowing up today. I'm getting texts. There's the Russian... I don't know what that is, but that's pretty cool. Some kind of official Russian building on the airport grounds. And there is our gorgeous airport right there. This is what we saw. And there's Moscow off in the distance. I'm going to kind of trim out here. My airplane's trying to climb more than I wanted to. And trying to get it balanced out here. Trying to see if this is the airport that has... Oh, look at those. Those are not American. They are Russian aircraft. Wow. Aeroflots. Yep, they say Aeroflot on them. That was Russian. I don't know what model that is, but that is the equivalent to the American Boeing 707. Maybe also the DC-8 competitor. Russian's version of them. Russia. The USSR's version, in all honesty. I don't think it was part of the Soviet. There's some Ilyushin. I don't know what those are. I want to say IL-76, but I don't think that's what they are. But look, they've got the tri-motor configuration like a 727. That's awesome. I would not want to fly out in one of those airplanes. I've heard horror stories about how uncomfortable they are. How they like... Well, I guess they kind of cram passengers on our airplanes now too, don't they? But yeah, that's really... And that's, one of these things that I just want to kind of share with you because it is part of this whole DLC. So you can see here, just from this little air tour, this is, mostly when you buy a $13 to $15, even $17 airport, this is all you get. But this is just a very small tip of the iceberg on what comes with this DLC, and that is, to me, why it makes a great value. Not just a good value, but a great value. This is probably the best value. At first, when I saw the price, I was like, that's too expensive. But now that I've actually played it and seen what stuff looks like, I'm like, man, this is absolutely 100% worth it. I'm looking around to see if there's any local details here, if we're going to go ahead and fast forward until I get to town. But even here, you can see these towers and... Sorry. I was turning my fan off in real life, and it's got a broken blade. My kids knocked it over. Very Russian looking apartment buildings. Obviously generic scenery, but still, that's what it looks like. Honestly, that's what the American apartment buildings from that era look like too. 1950s. Ugly, square, functional. Oh, you're kind of low down. Power lines. And we're just leaving the airport grounds. Let's go ahead and head over to downtown Moscow. You can see we're all surrounded by these apartment buildings. A lot of repeating apartment buildings. Look at all this stuff though. There's just stuff. There's stuff over here on this side. I gotta tell you, this looks so much better than the photogrammetry also. Now, I don't know. I'm imagining they did all this. They said there was 1,500 plus buildings that they redid. I don't know how many of these are just generic scenery because it's a hard tell. Microsoft actually does a fairly decent job of, their own generic scenery. But here you can see this. Look at these bridges. The shadows are gone that drop down to the ground with the photogrammetry. So these have actually been retouched by this company, by Jerzvecki or whatever they're called. So the bridges and stuff have been fixed. Whoa, that was weird. I lost control of the airplane. I was pulling back on the stick and nothing was happening. By the way, there are some pretty nasty bugs in the game right now. If you're flying a glass cockpit aircraft, you may experience your right screen shutting off, the MFD, for your GPS system. And it's tied to ground traffic and to air traffic. So definitely mostly tied to ground traffic, but there's some weird bug that'll start flipping switches in your aircraft, and that includes turning off the brightness, shutting off displays. You have to recycle the avionics. Really weird stuff. I've had an issue in mine where when that starts happening, where my mixture and feathering settings for the prop RPM lever, it resets to full. So I'll be at 16,000 feet, and all of a sudden my engine will start choking.
Savage to Lima Golf, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
I forgot. We're going to get a lot of that going on while we tour here. All right, so we're going to come in on the south side of the city here, and we're just going to kind of work our way in. There's so much to see, though. So once again, I would plan, get some popcorn, pause the video, because we're going to be flying for a while. There's a train station down there. Looks like it's not a roundhouse, but like a roundhouse repair facility right below us there. That must be where they maintain their trains.
Savage to Lima Golf, did you copy?
Negative.
Vinacovo Tower, Savage, Alpha Golf, Charlie to Lima Golf, frequency change.
And we're just going to leave it on tune to approach. We're just going to leave it off. I think once again, though, these are, I don't know, it's hard to tell if these are auto-gen or not. I don't think they are, though. But look at the details. Like, we've got little air conditioner vents on the roofs and stuff like that. And you're seeing this all over Flight Sim. And I'm just impressed at how Flight Sim is done with all this stuff. Now, I don't know if this was a scenery or texture pack from an original, what do you call it, like from FSX, or if this is something that, or X-Plane, that they've ported over to Flight Sim, but this is just really cool stuff. We're going to climb a little bit here to get to sightseeing height again. So we're going to start heading in towards downtown, and you can see off to the left here is a really cool governmental building off in the distance there. We're going to go fly over that. Now, once again, I have my PC set on high. I turned off Ultra. I got tired of getting weird stuttery frame rate issues. The game would run great for like half an hour, and then it would start to chug. So I thought, well, maybe I'll change my settings down to just high instead of ultra, and that has really, really made a big improvement. Look at that. Look at these apartments are so cool. Look at that. Look at those lines of apartment buildings, like, all together. I wouldn't want to live there, though. It looks like it'd be a really depressing place to live, but I don't do well in apartments. I tend to be a free spirit. I make a lot of noise. I'm loud. I record late at night. Play guitar. Like, I'm not good apartment material. If I ever had to live there, I would, but I wouldn't want to. You can see here, I'm pretty sure this is not auto-gen scenery, but once again, it's hard to tell, because look at the distinct way the buildings are set, like these repeating shapes. That's something they do in Russia. But it could be. I don't know. I never came here before, so that's the only downside. I can't help you there, but I'm imagining this is kind of the kind of stuff that they're doing, especially with the bridges being fixed. All right, so we're getting closer into downtown. And for once in my life, we actually have smooth frame rates. That's a big building right there. Wow. That's cool. Look at that. That's really neat. What's that? Tennis court. And we can be like, yeah, girl. Go down to the tennis courts. So here's the first of our very beautiful looking custom buildings off to our left. I'm not sure what this is. It definitely looks like some kind of parliament building or something. Gotta have a sip of coffee. Oh, we are really cruising fast. I didn't realize we were way over airspeed. Look at these, like the roadways and stuff. Now those roadways will be in Flight Sim. I don't know if that's exactly how they'll look, but they'll be simulated already. Because those are really there. And Microsoft Flight Sim does a good job of like impersonating those roads for the most part. It's not great, but just look around and see what else we got nearby. Alright, so here's this huge, I don't know what this is, but it's definitely some kind of governmental building. Imposing, to say the least. Now, interestingly, looks like that's a track out front, like a jogging track. Maybe not, but I don't know if we're crying out loud. Can't grab it. Hang on a second, folks. Sorry, that was a important. Oh, what? Like, see, look at that. What? Oh my gosh, what is this? It's potential spam. It's probably somebody telling me to vote for some presidential candidate. But yeah, look at that building. That is a cool, very Russian-looking building. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I don't know a lot about Moscow. Once again, though, this would be a great place to visit. And now that I've seen all these buildings, it makes me want to go there even more. Like, man, this is such a cool city. All right, so let's go ahead and fly to the right. We'll go towards the downtown core here because we're pretty close. We'll fly around what is the modern central core of Soviet Union, and then we fly to Red Square, see the Kremlin. But this is, this is chock full of all kinds of custom buildings. Look, there's a stadium over there to the right. Not sure what that is, but there's a lot of actual. There's a pretty big load of stadiums all over the city. They must do a lot of sports. And it's such a huge city, I think that's probably why. Interestingly, though, and this is where I think Ohio is interesting, and Cleveland in particular, most big cities, like even Columbus is like this, where you have a city and then it's completely surrounded by country. Like if you fly out of here, it's all of a sudden we're out in the country. Whereas in Ohio, Cleveland's a unique thing because it's actually got like 60, 70, 80 miles or more of suburbs that kind of bleed into Akron and then on into Canton, Massillon. And so it's like a giant suburb everywhere. And it's different. I think that's one of the reasons why it runs so poorly on my computer because there's so much to put in there. But it's weird that Cleveland actually has a harder time running than Moscow. But the city's bigger. Look at these little buildings down there. That's cool. I don't know if those are autogen. But look at this. Off to our left here, we have a bunch of custom buildings. Trains and roadways have been fixed. There's a huge powerhouse down to our right with some stacks. That's a stacked building. So if you're sick of photogrammetry, for $17, you can just fly over Moscow forever. There's some governmental buildings down here. Okay, so you can see here, this must be their buildings, and then this is the Autogen buildings. See the difference? And those don't look great. But train station with trains. Oh, look, they actually put trains in, and they're actually like really. Hang on, we're gonna fly over that too. We'll loop around the city here, and then we'll come back because that train station looked really cool. And then there's another building down there too. So look at that with the bridge across the river. How cool is that? So here's the downtown core. And that's like I said, but oh, look at that building there. I mean, like, everywhere you look, there's stuff to see. This is just what's so cool about this. Those are cool buildings, man. That building here looks like a cruise ship. Look like the back end of the Disney cruise ship. They have a walkway on top of this building. That's pretty cool. Hey, cart. There's some people walking. Oh no, those are... I don't know what that is. I'm trying to get between these buildings here. Don't crash into the buildings. Wow. I never thought I'd be in a Piper Cub outside of downtown Moscow. Or Moscow, as we say in the United States. Let's head over to the train station. I mean, this could go on forever. Do you see what I'm saying, though, folks? I mean, I really, I hate to reiterate over and over again, but, oh, there's some kind of monument over there. It's all here. You know, if you're interested in seeing downtown Moscow, it is all here. I want to see all of this stuff, man. Like, I think that's the building that we saw before. I don't know. But there's definitely some trains parked there that are 3D. Some of them are not, though. That's kind of a bummer. I wish they would have put them all in there, but polygon count, you gotta watch, you gotta optimize. Yeah, that's so cool. Look at those trains. They've got some kind of logo on them. If you're from Russia, you probably recognize that. I don't... Oh, there's like a Russian engine. Look at that. The engine right there. Just so cool. Hopefully I'm not going to crash into a building here. That's really neat. The details. Tezens. There's some kind of huge department store right there. Now that looks a little pasted on, but yeah, that's not the greatest texture job in the world. There's another. What are these buildings? Like, I wonder what they're. This is obviously the seat of power for the entire country, so it's like that. These are probably all just like government, ministry of this, ministry of that, you know. That's the KGB. I mean, look at the spire. That's so cool. Look at that. What else we got over here? This side. Oh, I see a big cathedral. We're gonna fly towards that. I mean, they're just. You could just do this all day, and that's what I guess that's the point I'm trying to get across. I'm not gonna make you sit here for another 2 hours, but you could just sightsee all day long here. And so if you're into exploring and sightseeing, I think that they've done a really good job. But I do promise we're going to go see Red Square here, and I don't want to surprise or ruin the surprise for the rest, because there's just so much to see. Like I said, every 2 minutes there's something new or less. You're seeing like new buildings and things that are part of Moscow's heritage, and it's just really cool to see. And I'll just tell you, there's a nuclear power plant that's amazing. You'll find it. And it goes on. Like, the more you fly around, you'll just see things keep popping up. So there's all kinds of cool buildings to see and places to go and sightsee. So I think that this has definitely been worth it. We're at 30 minutes now for the review, and I think that's probably long enough. Let's go ahead and fly over Red Square, and then we'll call it an evening, and I'll let you guys explore the rest. But all I'm saying is this is definitely worth it. It is a cool upgrade for Flight Sim. And then we have the spiritual nemesis of Moscow, and that is going to be Washington, D.C. We'll be taking a look at that also. So don't miss our sort of flight over D.C. Once again, we'll do the same thing here. Well, I'll show you some of it, but I'm not going to show you all of it, because obviously there's just... We could do this. This could be a 2.5 hour long video with all the different sites. So that's not the purpose of this review. But I will say that, I think we've served our purpose and shown that this is definitely a worthwhile purchase. So there's St. Basil's in the middle of the road there, and then we also have Red Square to our left. I'm not sure which building in Red Square is Lenin's tomb, but I have a feeling that if we landed on that helipad, you would see Vladimir Putin heading to his helicopter, because the Kremlin is directly across the street. I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe this is the Kremlin here. I could be wrong, though. Sorry. But you can see all these little cathedrals here, each of them a unique building. Look at that. That is just so cool. So there's Red Square. Oh, hey, this is the parade grounds where you see that, like when you watch the videos where you see like the SU-152s and T-34s and stuff in the parade. This is where they go. That's so cool. And then the tanks and stuff roll through here, showing off Vietnam-era Soviet power. Is this Lenin's tomb? I don't know. I gotta look that up. I wish I knew more history about it. I'm gonna have to really kind of look at it because it's cool and a bit scary. There you go. All these shrines and cathedrals. So that is Red Square. And so we're gonna head out. But I just wanted to show you that is the Russian scenery pack, or Moscow scenery pack. And it's definitely worth it. This is just really, really neat stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this look at what the Moscow pack looks like. If you like to sightsee, it is definitely worth picking up. There's just so much to do and see in this pack. And it's a very enjoyable pack. Plus all the airports that you get. Once again, I think you're going to be very happy with your purchase if you are interested in doing a sightseeing tour with this product. So, have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. And then if you really, really like this review and you're glad that you got to see someone fly over it and actually see what it looks like in real life, please throw a donation my way. A couple bucks, a buck. I mean, I have to pay for all these, and I've spent probably $500-600 on these add-ons now for reviews. So every little bit helps. The donate link is in the description. I would appreciate your help. Have a great night, guys, and we will see you next time. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and keep flying.